Hi, I'm Shawn, the woman behind Melanoma Mom. This whole channel started out with my journey because of melanoma skin cancer diagnosis in January of 2021. It hasn't even been a year yet. I had surgery in February, but you can hear about my whole story in the two videos I have linked down below. It goes through my diagnosis and my surgery. One of the things that happens when you get cancer, and I've talked about this before, is the mind games that it can play with you. And that can be one of the most serious parts, because having melanoma skin cancer, for me and for many people, I'm not saying this is for everybody's experience, but for me, I did not feel any pain. I didn't feel sick. There was a spot on my arm and it got removed. And I didn't know that my body was sick and hurting and in danger. And at the time of my diagnosis, there was a fear of death that I went through. And that may sound silly to some people who either one have had other forms of skin cancer or who have had melanomas before. And I think that there are also doctors out there who will remove melanomas and say like it's no big deal. But my dermatologist, my melanoma specialist, surgical oncologist, both told me that it is a big deal. And I'm very thankful that they were very straightforward with me. But it did cause me a lot of fear and anxiety. And in my last video, I talked about my friend who is newly diagnosed with melanoma and just had surgery to remove it off his ear and is now in the process, is facing chemotherapy or immunotherapy and full body scan because they found it in a lymph node as well. I don't know that much of his story. We're not close friends. We're just acquaintances from years ago, but I reached out to him when I found out that he had melanoma because I'm like, he just got that diagnosis. He has no idea the mind games that are about to bombard him. The fear mind games, the dullness of your surroundings, the I need to write goodbye letters to or make a goodbye video, which is what I started doing to my loved ones. I started playing scenarios in my head of what ifs, you know? I would just cry. I tried not to cry around my family, but every time I wasn't around them or somebody left the room, I felt strangled by the tears and choked up by the emotions. And I was just flipping through on my phone through a Facebook group that was very helpful to me in the beginning. Now I go to it occasionally, but sometimes it depresses me if I'm honest, because there are people who have worse melanoma diagnosis than I had. Mine was just a stage 1. Mine has been removed. But that fear of it could come back at any moment is always with me. So I do go to this other Facebook page and I write positive messages when I can. But somebody had written a question, had just asked a question: what's something that makes you happy? And I thought, when you're in the thick of it, when you've just received that diagnosis and there's so many unknowns, you have so many questions and there's no answers, it can be hard to figure out what makes you happy. You don't want to hear about the happiness of others, you know, you don't want to hear, it's hard to go through like the regular things that make you happy and do the things that make you happy. I had trouble making YouTube videos. I had trouble driving through, I live in South Carolina off the coast, and we have these beautiful oak trees with the Spanish moss hanging down. And I find such joy driving and looking at these trees. But after a cancer diagnosis, there was no joy. I could not find happiness in that. And I would look at those same trees and I would say, what is wrong with me? Why can I not find happiness, joy in the things that I once did? Why is this looming fear of the unknown preventing me from enjoying life? Now my friend, he shared with me, and you guys don't know him, so he shared with me that he recognized that he needed professional help immediately when he started feeling these feelings just this week. And so he reached out and he is getting help for these same feelings and emotions that I experienced. This anxiety, crippling anxiety, panic, fear, loss of enjoyment of life. It's almost like I've had depression before. I've had postpartum depression, but it's not the same. To me, it's not the same feeling. Maybe it is for others, but it's on a whole different level when you're given such bad news. Especially when you always think that you would know. Like, of course you'd know if you were going to die, right? But you don't. Oftentimes you don't. Or that you could die, when you're faced with the unknown. So anyways, I want to know, what makes you happy? Many of you are on the other side of the melanoma journey. So for those of you who are on the other side, please list in the comment section things that make you happy, things that bring joy in your life, so that those who are struggling can read those and find hope and be reminded that there are still things in life to be joyful for, and the fear of the unknown is crippling, but you won't be in it forever. So I wanted to read some of the comments from the Facebook group of things that makes people happy, and I hope that this inspires you as it has inspired me. Music, quilting, my dogs and family, my daughters, being in nature, sunrises, drawing, painting, sculpting, my granddaughter when I'm home alone, my kids, music, karaoke, motorcycle rides, hiking, camping, traveling, nature, fly fishing, living life, waking up every day, my dogs, there's a lot of fur babies out there, going to the beach and mountains, cat, my almond amaretto coffee, I get it, quick trip, kind people, my cat, family, nature, warm fuzzy blankets, I agree with that one, coffee, my corgi, to be feeling good after surviving cancer 4 times, waking up every day, grandkids. Weird, but my immunotherapy sessions make me happy. Definitely my dogs and one of my cats and boats. Plants, my kids, my antidepressants, making art. My children are my joy. Reading, live music, enchiladas. I'm going to throw tacos out there too. My family, my dogs, watercolor painting, and the list just goes on of so many people, a community coming together to remind each other of things, even if they're small joys, to be thankful and happy about. What makes me happy is last night I spent time with my family making s'mores out on this back porch, this very back porch. We were all gathered together. We put marshmallows on our sticks, and we were attempting to roast our marshmallows over an electric s'more cooker. It was a happy moment. It was a joyful moment. My chai tea. Every time I drink my dirty chai or a chai tea, the warmth and the sweetness makes me happy. The slight bitterness of the coffee makes me happy. A happy mug. This is sweater weather, makes me happy. I love wearing hoodies like this. This one has little teddy bears with wings. So childish, but makes me happy. Days like today when it's a little bit rainy outside and I'm home alone, but I know that my family will be home soon, make me happy. What makes you happy? I'll see you in the next one. Bye.